All right, we back. Uh, Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Uh, Told you guys this live stream was coming, so I wanted to go ahead and knock it out before the season kicked off on Thursday. So appreciate everybody that's checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video. NFL preview of the season. I'll break down week one. I do it every week. Each slate, it won't be as long as this show. If it goes as long as I'm anticipating to go, probably be an hour every Wednesday around the same time. My schedule switched in. I'll shift it around. Fred Jackson salute. If my schedule do switch, then it'll be another day. It definitely be before the Sunday 1 p.m. games. Should be before Thursday. They do games on Thursday now, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if you want to follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter in the description. All those links there. You can follow me on social medias. So all that's there. And damn, fucked around and jet. Dropped my motherfucking my hand grips and shit. But yeah, man. And this NFL season be interesting. Uh, Obviously, the ratings been down since the whole Kaepernick movement. Uh, and a lot of people, I don't watch the NFL, but hey, like I said before, they say the NFL races. You better go check. You better go check a lot of your other sports, and also I'm getting this out the way. You better go check. Especially people that watch Fox. You know what I'm saying? What they say about that damn network. So before they come in with that old bullshit, ain't nobody trying to hear that. But um, but yeah, it's an interesting season, man. This year, I think it's wide open as it was last year. Obviously, we knew how it ended. I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but by far it looked to be one of the worst Super Bowls of all time. United Soul Nation salute, and it'd be interesting just to look at how it goes, this year, and obviously, uh, there ain't really been that many catastrophic injuries throughout camp. A lot of people been saving their best players and not playing preseason. But we could start off. I'll start off in the AFC North, Bengals, Browns, Steelers, and Ravens. And I just know that off top. I know each division off top, each team. Just 'cause I've been looking at it for so long. But out that division, really the Bengals is the bottom dwellers. They got that new coach from wherever the fuck he from. Um, I'll be surprised if they won the division. I'll be very very surprised. So to me, they really not even in the running, or they not even worth even talking about the Cincinnati Bengals. Andy Dalton. I don't know why he keep getting chance and chance to be the quarterback. It's kind of like going to a job every day, knowing you hate the job, knowing the job don't pay well, or they don't treat you correctly on the job. But instead of making a change, you just complain every day about not getting the pay and the advancement you want from the job. And that's kind of like where Cincinnati is, their quarterback situation. I don't know why they don't want to make a change, why they're not prepared to, get a quarterback to, be the predecessor to Andy Dalton. But unfortunately, they had the groundwork for a lot of good talent over the years. Michael Johnson and Dunlap and Vontez Burfict and Drake Kirkpatrick, Adam Pac-Man Jones. They got a lot of talent over the years in Cincinnati. Tyler Boyd is one of the better receivers, young receivers you probably don't know about. Tyler Eifert is a good tight end as long as he don't get injured. And you could just keep going on and on with a lot of the young talent that they do have or have had over the years. And, offensive line ain't been doing a great job since Ainsworth and left. So it is what it is. Bengals ain't disrespect to Cincinnati, but they ain't worth to talk about. Now you look at the Baltimore Ravens. Can Lamar Jackson throw the football? That's the number one thing. Everybody enamored with his speed and his ability to run the football. Can he throw the football from the pocket? You can't be a successful quarterback without throwing the football from the pocket. Those are just absolute facts. You cannot be a successful quarterback without throwing the ball from the pocket. And if you can't throw the football from the pocket, then you just really ain't. You're gonna be a good successful quarterback. You can't run forever. because eventually all those hits gonna slow you down. You can run a 4.1 if you want to, but eventually the ground in the NFL gonna take you to a 4.4, 4.5, and 4.6, and etc. So for them, it's about him throwing the ball down the field and throwing the ball short and intermediate. And if he doesn't progress as a thrower, they lost so much on defense, man. They didn't pay C.J. Mosley. They didn't play Terrell. They let Terrell Suggs walk. Eric Weddle was gone, so it's gonna be they defense gonna be predicated on a lot of young talent. And now guys, I think Jimmy Smith is still there now, vets. So for me, I'm not expecting a lot out of Baltimore, unless Lamar Jackson progress, and they got Hollywood Brown, the receiver from Oklahoma. So I expect if Lamar Jackson do have some success this year, it's gonna be throwing a lot of deep balls to him. But quite frankly, I'm not sure about the success of the Baltimore Ravens. It's a lot of turnover. They well coached team. I don't expect them to be battling for uh, the number one pick. But it wouldn't shock me. I don't have them making the playoffs. But it wouldn't shock me if they won a division either. They solid. They're a solid organization. But um, I just ain't seen a lot from Homeboy to make me think Lamar Jackson that he gonna progress as a passer. But he could. And the NFL is tough to predict. Jim Animal, salute. I'll get to the NFC. Was it the NFC West and the South in a minute? But I think the division come down to the Steelers and the Browns, and I think the Steelers win the division. I just go ahead and say it. So I'm gonna write all this shit down and I post it in the community tab where I save it. Each week I save my picks. I don't even know who I'm picking week one. I'm just gonna look at it and go for it. So just to keep it 100. This ain't even I ain't even thought this shit out. It's kind of off the humbug, but you know, I got I got the fucking Steelers winning the AFC North. So people that's wondering, the reason I say that, and there's no disrespect to the Cleveland Browns, but but Cleveland just cursed. You know what I'm saying? Cleveland, they gonna have to show me. Cleveland is a very, very cursed franchise. And it's just something about a first year coach in Freddie Kitchen, who's talking a lot of shit. He got a lot of arrogance. Baker Mayfield going to a second year as a starter. The NFL gonna pick up. It's just something about that just seemed fragile. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying that this is actually how I feel. That's actually how it's gonna be. It's just I got a feeling about Cleveland, and I got a few feelings about certain teams we get to. But I got a feeling that Cleveland not gonna be as good as advertised. And I could be right, come out there, but at some point, it's just looking at certain teams. At some point in your life, you just know shit going too good. I'm ready for it to fall apart. Ricky E, salute. El Jefe, salute. You know what I'm saying? Certain points, certain people, you just looking for something to go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Steve Urkel, every time he walked into the Winslow household, you just looking for him to break something. For Cleveland is that team. You just looking for something to go wrong. Same thing with the Detroit Lions, the Jaguars, teams that haven't won the Super Bowl. You just waiting on it to go wrong. And I could be wrong about Cleveland. But Baker Mayfield going into another year. He got a crybaby ass receiver, Odell. And I like Odell as a talent. You know what I'm saying? Myles Garrett, he didn't want to interview with ESPN and Booker McFarland because he questioned his motor. They got a lot of fragile. They got a lot of it's just a fragile situation. At the end of the day, they might be balling. They might be balling on the 100, but you just waiting. It's the Cleveland Browns, the team that lost their team to Baltimore. Now the Baltimore Ravens was the original Cleveland Browns. You just waiting for something to go wrong. And like I said, I room for Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? But it's just something, it got a hunch. And they got Denzel Ward is one of their corners, and Myles Garrett, and they look good defensively, solid, but they're young and they got an inexperienced coach. Is what I'm worried about. But when you look on paper, talent for talent, Baker, Odell, Jarvis, you know what I'm saying, David Njoku, Nick Chubbs is an animal out of Georgia. They get Kareem Hunt back, but it's just something about it. You can put chocolate, you can put you get your vanilla sundae, you can put chocolate, peanuts, almonds, and toffee, and you can put chocolate chips on top of that shit. But some reason you put all the great things you like and you put it on top of your sundae, your ice cream, and it may not taste as good as you thought it was, and that's the Cleveland Browns. I just don't think they as good. They gonna be as good as they is. They gonna get every team best shot, like they the honey. Put it to you this way: they're gonna be this year's Jacksonville Jaguars without the success of going to the AFC Championship game. They're gonna get everybody's championship knockout punch. Now, do I like Baker Mayfield? Baker Mayfield a beast. But to be what Aaron Rodgers is, to be what Brady is, you gotta do it year in and year out. When defenses adjust until you see what you do good and don't do good. So he gonna be facing a lot of different defenses. He gonna get a lot of pressure when shit don't go right. The media don't come down on him. You look at Pittsburgh; they got the young kid out of Toledo, James Washington, Juju. You know what I'm saying? Vance McDonald is a fast tight end. I think he a beast. Now that Jesse James is moving on from the Lions, so you look at it. They vets. Ben Roethlisberger got something to prove since Antonio Brown gone. You know what I'm saying? They just signed Joe Hayden back. They got Devin Bush. It's something about the Pittsburgh. Sometimes some certain teams are just good. They got a veteran in Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah, is he a little loose with the football? Is he a little bit nonchalant about winning another championship? Yeah, he got 2 ships. He ain't in a rush to get 3 because his reputation is already platinum. You know what I'm saying? He already a Hall of Famer. He already one of the greatest Pittsburgh Steelers to go down in history. But I think he got a fire lit under him with Antonio Brown gone. People saying he's not a leader. James Conner, he got a second year at knowing what to expect as the lead back. He has a lot of great fantasy, and I did some fantasy advice for week 1 and overall. He had a great year last year, but this year, his body physically ready. He know what to expect. I think he had like Hodgkin's lymphoma in college. He didn't recover. He didn't give his chance of body to get welcome to the NFL. Now, if they had Le'Veon Bell, they made the playoffs last year. Absolutely, they might even made a championship run with Le'Veon Bell last year. But I just believe in Pittsburgh. I believe in the system. Ben Roethlisberger got something to prove. Mike Tomlin coaching for his job. I like Vance McDonald to be a breakout star this year. James Washington, the kid out of Toledo, Juju, Joe Hayden is good. They secondary always questionable in Pittsburgh. Joe Hayden slow as fuck, but it's always questionable. But I just think Pittsburgh and the pedigree, they might go out there and get smashed by Cleveland. But I like Pittsburgh coming out that AFC North, in my opinion. He said also watch out for the Browns. Let's see how Juju do being number one. He ain't gonna be in number one situations all the time. Juju is gonna be in the slot. He gonna be bunched where you can't bump him off the line. He gonna be in motion. Like they gonna do. That's what made Antonio Brown tough. When Antonio Brown could line up on the right or the left side or the slot, he can line up on the outside. You gotta pay him attention. But what they do with Juju is Juju not gonna be like the number one. He not gonna line up on the right side every time like Marvin Harrison did, and you just can't do nothing about it. They're not gonna put him in a position to be to fail this year. You will see Juju in motion. You will see Juju still in the slot. You will see him in the bunch formation. You will see Juju, in a lot of pick routes. You will see Juju. You will see him in a lot of different route combinations. Juju is not gonna be like counted on to be the number one receiver schematically. He will be in a sense of being a number one receiver, but they can't put him in a position to be successful. He's not gonna have to carry the load. Trust me. Vance McDonald will open up the middle. He got a lot of speed, and they better hope James Washington catch that ball this year. Because if he don't, then it's gonna be a lot put on James Conner, Vance McDonald, and Juju. So, yeah, he's held on. Browns are a playoff team. I'm not sure, bro. I'm not saying they won't make the playoffs, but I'm not sure. I don't see them winning that division. I just see something wrong. I just don't see it going right for them. Dr. SR, what's going on? 10-6. I don't know. I don't see 10-6 in my. I mean, it could be 10-6. I'm just telling you. Just don't. This ain't Belichick. This ain't Tomlin. This is Freddie Kitchen. What is Freddie Kitchen ever? Has he even coached himself out the kitchen? I'm telling you, something about Cleveland. Something about Cleveland. Let's go to the AFC South. Well, obviously we know Andrew Luck retired, but I like the way they build in the Indianapolis Colts. They just gave Jacoby Brissett an extension, and Brian Hoyer back him up. So they like the New England Colts or the Indianapolis Patriots or some shit like that in their quarterback backfield. But don't sleep on Indianapolis, man. I think Jacoby Brissett is the starting quarterback in this league. I think they one of the wild cards throughout the NFL. Their defense been built up. Darius Leonard, he came from an HBCU. He was a all pro linebacker they drafted last year. They got good players over there. T.Y. Hilton is one of the I'd say one of the 12 or 13 best receivers, if not 10 best receivers in the league. Especially you talk about the versatility to play outside, the slot. T.Y. Hilton is one of the most underlooked guys out there. They got Ebron, Jack Doyle. So they got a lot of good talent over there, but I don't think they're gonna win the division. I think the division come down to Houston. They got Larryman, whatever, Laram Tunsil, to solidify that left tackle spot. Um, I felt they should have went after LaShawn McCoy, but they traded for Carlos Hyde. Uh, they got the little young tight end Thomas. Watson is a beast, and then you add Kenny Stills because Will Fuller gonna get injured. Then you got this slot receiver Cutie, that's his name. Somebody was making fun of me, but his name is Cutie. Um, and then you got DeAndre Hopkins, and then you know what about the Houston Texans? The Houston Texans defense old than a motherfucker. If you ever noticed that, they defense old as hell. Real talk. Houston got an old ass defense, man. JJ Watt old. They lost a pass rusher in Clowney. And the thing about Jadeveon Clowney was they never let him just rush the passer all the time. He been dropping in coverage. They misutilized him. Brian Cushing moved on. They got the linebacker out of Vanderbilt. They got a few young bucks up there, but their defense is old as fuck. And for Houston, defensively, it's now or never. But you look at Jacksonville with Nick Foles, and he got D.D. Westbrook. That connection is looking extraordinary. And they got Leonard Fournette. I expect him to have a monstrous bounce back year this year because he playing for money pretty soon. They got a lot of I think the Cole receiver they still got. So I like Jacksonville. They got fast Miles Jack. They got Telvin Smith. I think he's still over. I thought he was going to retire, but I think he came back. You know what I'm saying? They still got Calais Campbell, one of my favorite players to watch film on. They lost Malik Jackson, but I don't think it really mattered. They still got Jalen Ramsey, AJ Boye, who used to be a Houston Texan. They let him go. They Jacksonville stacked. I like Jacksonville. So we talk about Jacksonville, Houston, Indianapolis, Tennessee. Tennessee might be a sleeper team. I think Tennessee could be a sleeper team as well. Depends on Mariota. This year, they might have to go find them another quarterback. But they got a good defense. Jarrell Casey, one of the best to do it. You probably never really heard about. They got the little safety back there. He real nice. Benyard. He nice as hell. They got Adoree Jackson from USC. He nice as hell. They got a defense over there. Tennessee got defense. They need to be better at stopping the run. That's the next step for them to be an elite, like top 5 or 8 defense. But they got defense over there. And then they be missing their left tackle, Taylor Lewan. He was from Michigan. He had failed the PED test. So that'd be something to look at. But Derrick Henry and Dion Lewis, and they traded the little seats, the receiver Tywan Taylor, but Tennessee, they Mike Vrabel seemed to be a good coach last year. They just, Mariota, he won them other motherfuckers like Carson Wentz, who are always injured. They want to sit here every offseason, and they refuse to throw the motherfucking ball. They refuse to get in the weight room. Between Carson Wentz and fucking Mariota, like, they refuse to get in the weight room. You got to go. When you that little and you playing a men's sport and you keep getting injured, no matter how much they took out hitting the quarterback, you have to get in the weight room, man. And Mariota just refused to get in the weight room. And a lot of dudes, and I remember Allen Iverson saying this shit, he didn't want to lift weights because he didn't want to mess up his shooting form. But when you keep lifting, you keep shooting. When you keep lifting, you keep throwing to keep that form. But looking at that division, that's a tough one. Because I think that division can go any of the 4 ways to a certain extent. Because if somebody quarterback get injured, it's over with. It's over with. If Foles go down, it's over with. If Watson go down, it's over with. If Mariota go down, they got a chance with Tannehill because he ain't too far off from Mariota. He can do what Mariota can do. And then, Brian Hoyer ain't bad backing up Brissett. But if I'm going to go with Jacksonville to win that division, to keep it real. Yeah, I'm going to go with Jacksonville. I think their defense is better. And I think they got a more complete team. I like Leonard Fournette over their backs. I think he gonna come back and have a huge year. And it's just, Houston defense just old, bro. They just old as fuck. I'm just gonna go with them, but hey, it can go. Shit can change. So we go to the AFC East. It ain't even no point to talk about this division. Do we really got to talk about the AFC East? I mean, come on, man. Do we really gonna sit here and talk about the AFC East? We know it's the New England Patriots Invitational. That's what the AFC East is. It's the New England Patriots Invitational. Everybody talking about Sam Darnold and the Jets. Your Jets look good on paper. Don't get me wrong. Le'Veon and the crazy receiver they got. What's that motherfucking name? He a nut job, but he can play. What's that crazy motherfucking name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. He crazy than a motherfucker. He crazy than a mother. What's that crazy motherfucking name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The receiver. He always doing some dumb shit, but that motherfucker can play. He done got me some bread. I'm gonna look him up right now. Give me a minute. Yeah, he crazy than a motherfucker too. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, the little crazy Robbie Anderson. Is that his name? He crazy. He crazy than a motherfucker, man. It's some R. Anderson. I don't know his first name, but he got the little crazy here. No, Robbie Anderson. No, Crowder ain't crazy. Y'all know the little crazy motherfucker. He be putting up numbers too. Y'all probably don't notice because the Jets been sucking. Little crazy motherfucker. That nigga crazy. Robbie Anderson, that's his name. That motherfucker an animal. But he a nut job though, bro. If he had a functional quarterback, that motherfucker probably be top 10. Yeah, Robbie Anderson. If he had a functional quarterback, watch him this. That's another guy. If Robbie Anderson ain't picked up in your fantasy league and you believe that homeboy Sam Darnold gonna take a step forward, get it Robbie Anderson. If you got a fantasy league of standard, get Robbie Anderson. If he available, get Robbie Anderson. You won't be sad. Cause he gonna win you. He gonna win you 1 or 2 games this year. Cause he'd go off for like 30 points. Like for real 30 fantasy points. Robbie Anderson will save your bacon. He is the only reason he ain't consistent. He might get suspended though, but the only reason he ain't consistent is because of Sam Darnold. I'm telling you, if you ain't got Robbie Anderson, he in your waiver wire, you ain't drafted yet, get Robbie Anderson. I'm telling you, he gonna win you 2 or 3 games this year because he gonna have 20, 30 fantasy points. He gonna win you some games this year. I'm telling you right now. Robbie Anderson, if you got a draft, go look in the waiver wire right now. I'm telling you. But the AFC East, that Allen kid in Buffalo didn't look good versus the Lions. And we ain't really, I ain't gonna say we ain't shit, but we ain't had none of our starters in. He ain't look like shit. But he can run. He can Buffalo, they got, I don't know. Buffalo solid defense, but they go as far as that Allen character take them. And then they got that little rookie running back Singletary. Now, if Singletary ain't got picked up in your draft, I think his name D Singletary or something like that, get him too. Because he is projected to be a nice little sleeper. And if you pay FanDuel or DraftKings, he a lot cheaper. He cheap as hell. He like 5,300 on FanDuel, if that. But the Bills, if they can get something going with that Josh Allen guy, the Bills, I think the Bills are the Jets. If Darnold take a step forward and he good as everybody say he is, which I don't think he is, I will say they got the best chance of dethroning the Patriots. The Dolphins ain't even worth talking about. You know what I'm saying? I would go ahead and I would say the Jets got the best chance. Them are the Bills. The Jets, they got good defense. Jamal Adams and they got the kid from USC, the little lineman Leonard. He ain't really lived up to the build. They didn't got rid of Muhammad Sanu, Sheldon Richardson. They was good players. They were just problems along that D line. And that's good. They're a good football team, at least on paper. Just the quarterback position and just experience, though, man. I'm gonna go with New England. Obviously, New England's New England. Demaryius Thomas, they brought him back after cutting him. Keneal Harris, he'll be back later this year. I loved his tape coming out of Arizona State. He one of the best. He the best receiver I evaluated in the draft this past year. I ain't evaluate all of them, but he was the best one. You know, Julian Edelman is a good player. I think he might be a Hall of Famer just based off championships and his production in the slot. They'll find a tight end to go to. Defensively, they always gonna be sound. The Patriots might not be as dominant I say they probably gonna be like 11-5 this year, but they'll win that division. But I think the Jets is gonna beat if the team is gonna beat them, they gonna lose versus the Jets, or they gonna lose at Buffalo. And that's just my opinion about it. But I got the Patriots winning that division. The AFC South, I think it became a lot easier, in my opinion, because Melvin Gordon is gonna sit out. And the Chargers do start off slow. Let's start off with them. They start off slow. But Keenan Allen had, I think, a foot injury. He missed all training camp. Uh, so it's tough. I think they had the best chance to dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs. They got and Darwin James. I think he the best, one of the best safeties in the league, if not the best safety in the league. He out for like a month, so he come back week 3 or 4. Um, but Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram, two bookends, good. Then they got the Tillery guy in the middle of their defense out of Notre Dame, kind of probably stopped them, stopped the run. But the Chargers' problem defensively was they can't stop the run. They a quick defense like the Dallas Cowboys. They laterally quick and they got a lot of speed. But once you run downhill on the Chargers, they don't have that Vince Warfork in the middle. They don't have that dog in the middle, and they middle linebackers ain't good enough in the middle to really bring the wood and stop the run. So with the Chargers, they're a good finesse team. They line up good versus the Chiefs. A team like the Chiefs that don't have a power back in the backfield, don't play power football. They like to throw it around. They got Casey Hayward. They got Desmond King. He from Detroit. Shout out to him. In the nickel, good return guy. They got Darwin James. They're finesse defense. They match up well versus Kansas City. Now Melvin Gordon come in and he get his rhythm and he get back, and Derwin James get back, and Keenan Allen get back, and then they got Mike Williams, Henry Hunter back this year. I think they got the best chance to dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs. But once again, when you talk about the Cleveland Browns and like I said, the Detroit Lions and teams like that just has some bad luck. Sometimes you just sit and you wait for shit to go bad with certain teams. And with the Chargers, it's the same shit every year. You just waiting on the shit to go bad. That's just what it is. For the Chargers, you waiting on it to go bad. It ain't when it's gonna go bad. If it's gonna go bad, you know it's gonna go bad. With them. But the Raiders is another team I like. A sneak team I like. I think Derek Carr playing for his job. Antonio Brown a good player. They got the Williams receiver, Tyrell Williams from San Diego. They got the Josh Jacobs kid from Alabama. Defensively, they put some picks over there. I think the Raiders might be one of those sneaky teams that might do better than everybody expect them to do. But then again, it's a lot of toxic personalities in that locker room between AB and John Gruden, and then you got Vontez Burfict, Richie Incognito. But I think it's a team. They got the young corner out of Ohio State that was facing, I think, sexual shot charges before the draft a couple years ago. Look for him to take a step forward. But obviously, they got to generate pass rush. They got Maurice Hurst from Michigan. They got some good players up there. So it wouldn't surprise me if Mahomes got injured or they just had a bad year, because that tend to happen. It wouldn't surprise me if the Raiders won the division. I know I might sound crazy, but it wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't be shocked. But I expect Kansas City to run off on the plug. I expect them to run off with the division. My homeboy good. I think he have a little trials and tribulations this year, but I think they'll figure it out. But I think my homeboy too good. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelsey, LaShawn McCoy coming out the backfield. They got the speed demon, another receiver from Georgia. I think Sammy Watkins. I think he you can't never count on him being healthy. But defensively, I don't know if Chris Jones came in for them. I expect them, they even paid him where he came in. I think he had double-digit sacks in the middle of the defense last year. You get rid of D4. D4 had to go. He jumped offside when Brady threw the pick. That would have iced the game for Kansas City. They traded him to the 49ers. All right. So, you brought Frank Clark in. He from the University of Michigan. You let Eric Berry go, who's still a free agent. Surprised the Cowboys ain't made him an offer. Because that's a team that can utilize him. They got Jeff Heath starting at safety. He from the Metro Detroit area, I believe. But then they brought in the Honey Badger. You know what I'm saying? So their defense should be more improved this year. They put a lot of assets in their defense. They bought Darwan Lee from the Jets. They got Reggie Ragland in the middle. So they should be much improved defensively wise, man. So I expect Kansas City to come out on top in that division. And but if San Diego get Gordon back or Los Angeles Chargers get Gordon back, I think it could go that way too. And my surprise team is probably gonna be the Raiders in that division if it is a surprise team. So we got so far we cleared the AFC. We got the Steelers winning the North, the Jags winning the South, the Pats winning the East, and the Chiefs winning the West. So we can start off with the NFC North. Tough division I know well. I covered it on my other channel. Check my other channel while Motor City Sports Talk. I'm a Lion fan. But let me get to the chat real quick. It's raining outside. He says that Earl Thomas still the best. I forgot about him. Yeah, he one of the best. I don't know. Coming off that broken leg, he might not be that good. The Chargers always say injury problems. Jason Sosa every year. I don't even follow football, but I know that. Mile Dion Trey say Miami always play my Pats hard and tough. Yeah, last year that fluke win they had, but hey, I'm happy they beat them niggas though. He said Demias Lewis Bucks are going to be good this year. I get to them. Brad Smith Lions defense underrated this year. Jason Sosa Cleveland Detroit are like their city's fucked up. Wow, really, bro. He says Jim Animal, John Q. Raiders will go 8-8 at best, bro. Good. Gerani Conley is a dog. That's what I was talking about. The corner. Couldn't pronounce his name. Jim Animal, John Q. Raiders will be the clown show. I don't know. They're gonna be a clown show. Could turn into a clown show. Jason Sosa, I find myself rooting for the Midwest teams because they always have trouble winning championships in any sport. Chicago got 6. The Bears probably got what? They got a few NFL championships. The Browns ain't got shit. Cleveland got a championship from what? Did they win one in baseball or did they lose that? I don't know. They got a basketball. And every Detroit team got a championship except for the Lions. So I don't know what you're talking about. If Green Bay stay healthy, their secondary is particular could be a prime. Yeah, Jair Alexander, I like him. Green Bay stay getting hurt. Deron Lee is another buck out. Fuck him. But yeah, he can play. I know he better in pass coverage though. Raider Nation was going on trade. He said JSO Chargers betrayed their city in Oakland. About to do the same. Jeffrey Cowboys #1 Cowboys Super Bowl champs, and he's smoking dick. But AFC NFC North, quite frankly, on paper, it's probably the Chicago Bears to lose. To be honest, depends on the maturation of. It depends on the maturation of Mitchell Trubisky. If Trubisky matures and he becomes a better thrower of the football at coverages, then I think it's theirs to lose. To be honest, um, but he don't really got the arm. When you go outside to in Chicago and you go to Green Bay, which I think they play at I don't know where they play it tomorrow. It's Thursday. It's a Green Bay, Chicago. Let me pull it up. But when you go outside, it don't matter. It's gonna be cold regardless. You gotta have big hands. You gotta have some type of arm strength. And the one thing that worried me about the Chicago Bears, if I'm a Bear fan, is Matt Nagy, the coach. He come from the Andy Reid tree. They want to throw the ball around, and Trubisky is not built to throw the ball around 30, 40 times a game. You know, that with that defense, they should be a run heavy offense, play action, boot, get on the edge, take shots downfield with Trubisky. That's my problem with the Bears. You know what I'm saying? That's what they should do. They should really be a run heavy defense. But what they gonna do, they got Anthony Miller, Taylor Gabriel, Allen Robinson, Trey Burton, Tyreek Cohen. They gonna sit out there, spread it out, try to throw it 30, 40 times a game. And my best educated guess is that offense is gonna turn the ball over. The defense not gonna generate the turnovers they got last year. They're gonna deal with some injuries. And I'm gonna tell you the Bears gonna take a step back. Now looking at the Green Bay Packers, uh, Aaron Rodgers, and he got the freedom to audible now from that new coach. Um, Aaron Jones is a good running back. Jamal Williams, he's solid. But can Aaron Jones carry the load? You got Adams and you got several young receivers over there. Geronimo Allison is probably going, whatever his name is, he probably going to expect to be #2 receiver. Jimmy Graham ain't showed up since he left New Orleans. Defensively, don't know a lot of their front seven. Nick Perry, Clay Thompson, AJ Hawk gone, BJ Raji gone, Mike Daniels, he left to Detroit. Um, they lost Ha Ha Clinton Dix, which I don't think it was a huge loss. Jerry Alexander in the back end. They got some other guys, a young kid from Washington back there. They young defensively, and I'm just gonna say Aaron Rodgers gonna have to put up a ton of points. I'm not too crazy about their odds just to run away with the division either. But let me talk about the Lions. Like I said, you don't never know what you're gonna get with my Lions. You want to hear more my other channels, Mercy Sports Talk, and I kind of want to abstain from kind of, my putting them in this conversation, because I am a fan, but I don't know. They're a wild card. I mean, a lot of asses on the line there. They got the best. I think they got the best front four in football, with Mike Daniels and Harrison and Hand and Flowers. They got an excellent four down lineman. There. But they got an excellent defense on paper, but it's on paper, and it's just and that Cleveland thing I said. Even though it looks so good and it looks so right, but it always finds a way to go wrong. Same thing with the Lions, but Stafford been there for a long time. It just seemed like he due to actually break through the division and have a breakthrough. He lost weight. His wife had brain surgery. They fought through that this off season. They got one of the best kept secrets in Kerryon Johnson out the backfield. They got two really good receivers, and Galladay is another guy you need to pick up on your fantasy. He an animal. Marvin Jones coming back. Hockenson is really good. I've seen in preseason. So they got the talent, but it's just like Cleveland. You got the talent, but you just like, man, just something just not gonna go right. That's how it always is in line. And if you meet any Detroit Lions fan, they gonna tell you if they lying, they lying. They gonna tell you the same thing. No matter how good it's going, you until that clock hits 0-0-0-0, you ready for a team to come back, even if it's 100-0. With the Lions, you just waited for it to go wrong. But actually, the team that I'm actually going to pick to win this division is going to be the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, I'm gonna pick the Minnesota Vikings to win this division. And like I said, I didn't pre-think about this. Other than a couple of teams I thought about, the teams that I thought about was the Steelers winning the AFC North, and you already know the Patriots gonna win out the AFC. Those are the things I thought about. But Minnesota, Dalvin Cook coming back. Love Dalvin Cook out of Florida State. Um, they got two of the best. I think got the best receiver duo out there. They got Diggs and Thielen. They got Kyle Rudolph, and they also brought in Irv Smith from Alabama. They do got some problems with blocking a little bit, but I think they win in spite of Kirk Cousins. I like Mike Zimmer as a coach, and everything I know about him as a man. If he wasn't a division rival, I would pull for a man like Mike Zimmer. I was happy. I was happy like he was a black coach getting a job in the NFL when he finally got a job, because he went through trials and tribulations to get a job like a black coach. You got Barr, Danielle Hunter, one of the best kept secrets out there. Um, uh, Harrison Smith been a beast. Xavier Rose is really good. Trey Wayne's out of Michigan State. Hopefully he have a good year this year for their sake. But Eric Kendricks, good middle linebacker out of UCLA. They got a good team. I like the Vikings to win that division. You know what I'm saying? I got the Vikings winning that division. I think so. Yeah, I got the Vikings. I take the Vikings win that division. I say they come out. I'm gonna say 10-6 gonna win that division. I think it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be injuries, but the biggest separation from that division, the biggest separation, the reason I get an edge to the Vikings over the Bears is not because I think Kirk Cousins is that much better than Trubisky. It's because I think Dalvin Cook, if he stay healthy, is gonna be the difference. I think Dalvin Cook is gonna be the difference in that, and I think that's the difference. I think they're going to run the ball more with Dalvin, and I think he's going to be a factor in the passing game. And obviously, you know what you're getting out of Thielen and sliding dig. So I like Minnesota winning that, man. He said Cousins too inconsistent. What you call fucking Trubisky then? Because both of them got a good defense. Both of them got a good defense. So what you call Trubisky? That's the question. Trubisky is inconsistent as hell. But one thing you know for sure is Minnesota will run that motherfucker. Chicago, go look at Andy Reid's track record and his disciples' track record. That's where Nagy come from. They want to throw the ball 1,000 times a game. That's why look at them. Over the years, that's why they love Brian Westbrook. That's why they never was getting over the hump. Jim Johnson was a beast defensive coordinator with Philly, But Andy Reid always just wanted to throw the ball 1,000 times around. That's why Kansas City lost last year because they didn't have Kareem Hunt to hand the ball off to. For real. Hey, you like Trubisky like that? That's the question. Do you like Trubisky like that? Do you like Trubisky with a rookie running back in David Montgomery and a small running back in Tyreek Cohen? That when you go look at them, if David Montgomery don't get it done between the tackles, Tyreek Cohen won't. So what they tell you they gonna do is they gonna throw the ball a lot. So you trust Trubisky going out there throwing the ball 30 times a game? Or you trust Kirk Cousins, he probably go out there, even if he throw it 30 times, it's a different 30. Because you gonna throw it to Diggs, you're gonna throw it to Thielen. Diggs and Thielen, no disrespect to my Detroit brother Allen Robinson, but Diggs and Thielen is by far the best receivers out of the two teams. And at the end of the day, if Dalvin Cook can be healthy, and that's an if, yeah, I mean, he probably one of the better running backs in the division. Kobe 2K fan. I don't play. I play FanDuel. I don't play weekly, regular fantasy. That shit old school. I want to get paid same day. But that's just the facts. And you think Chicago is gonna take a step back defensively, at least turnovers, injuries. I like the Vikings. It won't surprise me if the Bears won. But really, you tell me Trubisky gonna go out there and throw the ball 30, 40 times a game, you out your fucking mind. Give me Kirk Cousins. But let's go to the AFC South. I got some surprises there. Let's talk about it. AFC South. Carolina, love Christian McCaffrey. I was telling people him coming out of Stanford, you know how the brothers is. He's a white running back, don't ever work in the league. That motherfucker is like white chocolate. He different. He different. Christian McCaffrey, a different animal. But Carolina, I don't know. I can't call it. This might be Cam Newton last year. He suffered a lower body injury in preseason. He had shoulder surgery. Sound like he rushed back because this is last year or guaranteed money. They drafted Will Greer, which is a hometown kid in Carolina, North Carolina. It sounded like Cam Newton rushing back. I'm gonna just go ahead and say Cam Newton not gonna have a good year because he's still injured and beat up. And Carolina not gonna have a good year, but Carolina ain't never put a good offensive weapons around Cam Newton. He made it to the Super Bowl with what? Jonathan Stewart as a running back and D'Angelo Williams if he was on there, and Jericho Cotchery and Ted Ginn as his best receiver. They ain't did that nigga no favors in Carolina. As most black quarterbacks ain't never got favors done. And when they talk about Russell Wilson, and he is a black quarterback, y'all, if y'all like it or don't like it, because he don't get acknowledged as a black quarterback, he black. But one thing I'm gonna say about him, when people, it was Seattle defense that took him, man, bullshit. They wouldn't make the Super Bowl with Matt Flynn. And look what he doing now, he carrying the team. They ain't did no fucking favors. He said Carolina defense is what? Is elite. I don't know if they're elite. Who on that defense is a question. Because they got rid of that no knees in Thomas Davis. Yeah, let me look at their defense. I ain't look at their defense. They always got a good scheme, but really, I mean, it's tough because they scheme. They scheme is what carried them. And Luke Kuechly and they scheme is what carried them. See, I don't know too much about their roster this year. Dontari Poe, he wore out. They got Gerald McCoy. They running it look like they in the 34 this year. That's something different. Keywan Short, he can play. They got a good 3-down lineman. Dontari Poe kind of wore out a little bit. Mario Addison off the edge. Bruce Irvin off the edge. Not a fan either. Shaq Thompson, he's straight. Luke Kuechly, Dante Jackson at corner. Eric Reed and Trey Boston. Yeah, I like their back end. Yeah, James Bradbury, I like that back end a lot. I'm a huge Trey Boston fan, so yeah, defense looking good, but I don't trust them. I got them finishing last in the division. I could be wrong. Me get you on Sports TV salute. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's tough. Also, who else you got in that division? You got Tampa, New Orleans, and Atlanta. Atlanta got a lot of talent. Every year, Atlanta got a ton of talent. It's crazy. Julio, Sanu, Calvin Ridley, Devontae Freeman. They backup running back, not Ito, but the other cat, Tevin Coleman. He with the 49ers now, but Ito is pretty good behind him. Austin Hooper's developed a good tight end. They got a solid line, young, fast defense as well. Just like y'all say, y'all don't trust Kirk Cousins. Me neither. Didn't trust him at Michigan State. I don't trust Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is indicative of white privilege in the NFL. For real. Matt Ryan is white privilege in the NFL. For real. Matt Ryan is white privilege. But they got a good team. But New Orleans, I got them missing the playoffs. Yup, I pissed the motherfuckers off. I got New Orleans missing the playoffs. I said it all off season. I just see a setback. I do. Um, Mark Ingram not being there, bang between the tackles. I just see a setback for New Orleans. I don't know why. They got the personnel, but I just got a feeling. I could be wrong. They can go 16-0. Shit, for all I know. That motherfuckers did go 15-1 year. Or some shit like the Cowboys stopped that shit. Which I was happy when they stopped that shit. Fuck New Orleans. At least that year was fucking New Orleans. But when Tracy Porter picked that six off, that was my squad. But I just see a setback this year for New Orleans, man. Drew Brees old as hell. We can't have all these old ass fucking quarterbacks balling above their playing level. Somebody got to be the motherfucker that fall off, and it's gonna be him. Okay. I do like the addition of Jared Cook though. That might shift some things. But they got good defense. Marcus Davenport, the Rook, Malcolm Brown, Sheldon Rankins, Cameron Jordan. They linebackers other than Kiko Alonso, because I don't really AJ Klein, he alright. Demario Davis, he came from New Jersey. I thought he was an inside linebacker from New Jersey. Um, Eli Apple, burnt toast. Marcus Williams gave up a championship. Marcus Lattimore, he good. But I just see a setback. I just don't see. I see them not making it, bro. I'm sorry. You on drugs? We got to best remember it. Yeah, okay. Motherfuckers ain't making the playoffs. I'll tell you that right now. Drew Brees gonna get injured, and then who y'all running backs? Let me see. I know Kamara won. Uh, I know Kamara won. Give me a minute. Kamara, Latavius Murray. Yeah, for sure. I'm sticking by that. I'm sticking by that. People gonna catch up to that Drew Brees offense. They gonna take away Michael Thomas, and then they gonna find a way to take. I'm sticking on that. Saints ain't making it. They ain't making it. I'm sticking on that. I'm gonna stick on that. Sean Payton gonna be the Dallas Cowboy coach next year. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Dallas Cowboy coach gonna be Sean Payton next year. Drew Brees is gonna go out on his back or go out on his face. Kamara, Michael Thomas, yep, they falling off this year. It's just my opinion on that. That's a hunch. Tampa, Tampa, my surprise team this year. All right, I like Tampa this year. I like Bruce Arians. Don't really care for like they backs, but I do like Ronald Jones out of UFC. He ain't did shit yet. He was injured last year. Mike Evans. I like Bruce Arians as a coach. That motherfucker, he cool than a motherfucker, bro. I like Tampa this year. That's one of my surprise teams, dog. Tampa Bay Buccaneers is one of my surprise teams. Now, could I be hella wrong? Hell yeah, I could be hella wrong. But I love Tampa this year, man. I think Bruce Arians is gonna fix Jameis Winston. I think they're gonna be more efficient. I'd like to see them go out there and try to get a running back to go with Peyton Barber and Ronald Jones the second. But Chris Godwin is another guy to look at as a fantasy sleeper. He gonna have a big year this year. They got rid of Adam Humphries, which kind of made me mad. They replaced Deshaun Jackson with Brashad Perriman. His dad, Brett Perriman, played for the Lions. But that motherfucker, Brashad Perriman, can't even stay healthy. I wouldn't count on him. I wouldn't pick him at all, but he got good speed. One of the fastest players in the league when he came in. But Mike Evans, and I love me some Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard. O.J. Howard won me a ton of money last year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Cameron Brate, all he do is catch touchdowns. And yeah, I just like what they bring to the table, man. Bruce Arians, I think he'll fix it defensively. William Golston is a Detroit guy. He went to Cass. Bayou Allen, I don't know who the fuck he is. Carl Nesby is one of the outside linebackers. Love Devin White out of LSU. LSU, he a beast. Also, they'd be, I think, the kid, Levante David might play this week as well. He might be ready. If not, they got Deion Buchanan, who's a joker. He's a linebacker slash safety. He played that joker. Shaquille Beard. They got Vernon Hargraves out of Florida in the back end. So I like Tampa, but to be a surprise in the division. But I got Atlanta winning the division. I got Atlanta winning the division. Yep. Give me Atlanta. Don't trust Matt Ryan, but shit, at some point the motherfucker got to break through, right? Some point he got to break through. And people don't forget, people who talking about that Saints shit in the chat, don't forget they got their head stumped in by Tampa last year. Don't forget that. They got completely stumped the fuck out. And had Baker Mayfield played against the New Orleans Saints last year and not Tyrod Taylor, they would have lost to the fucking Browns too. I don't forget that shit. LA 12, salute. He said, I got a feeling Breeze gonna get hurt. That's what I'm saying because Gucci Home Sports TV. Eli Apple actually nice. He just got horrible ball skills. Sound like never lost a nigga. He said all quarterbacks balling because you can't even touch them anymore without a flag once again. You right line, bro. That's short. Real talk with Dewan. Salute. Rams falling off this year. Seattle coming out hard. That's a tricky one. I thought about that too. That's one of my fall off teams, but I ain't really gave it too much thought after that. You got to get drug tested. Okay. Saints gonna come marching out. Watch. They gonna march out that motherfucker. Watch. Bucks win the division. I thought about picking the Bucks. I'm gonna stay safe and pick Atlanta, but I got the Bucks. Who was one of my wild card teams. Quaddy body salute. He said Sean Payton's supposed to be the head coach of the Cowboys. Got a snake to him. That nigga just clap. What you think about Mayfield this year? I already talked about him. I got them coming in second. I don't got them winning that division. Y'all some haters. Just because we ain't picking them, motherfucker. Like, okay, we could be wrong. Y'all got like an 80-year-old quarterback who ain't got no arm strength, bro. Somebody gonna pick up on that. All you gotta do is just take away Michael Thomas. Shit, niggas ain't figured that out yet. I double the shit out of him. If Ted Ginn still beat me down the field, so be it. It's hit or miss. He might catch it, he might not catch it. And Alvin Kamara can't run between the tackles like that for real, so I ain't worried about it. When they got rid of Mark Ingram and they replaced him with Latavius Murray, that solidified what I thought. Okay, let's get to the NFC East. Okay. Start with Washington. And I don't even need to talk about Washington. I like Darius Geis out of LSU. He back healthy. They got rid of Josh Dawson. Jordan Reed ain't never healthy. I didn't even know Vernon Davis was still getting a paycheck in the league. His paycheck got to say ARP. They brought in Landon Collins. They got Kerrigan. They got the kid from Michigan State, and he transferred to Mississippi State. I like them coming out the draft too. Montez Sweat. They got a nice young team. Washington and Trey Williams ain't came back yet neither. Washington, I'm gonna say Washington in about another 2 or 3 years. Washington gonna be a team. If Dwayne Haskins and they give him some weapons on the outside, Washington gonna be a team competing for the NFC East title in Super Bowls if they play it right. But I like Washington like the foundation of their squad. If they could develop a few players, their foundation defensively is good because you got Landon Collins. I think Josh Norman not gonna be there too much longer, and they replace him as needed. But I like Kerrigan. I like Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen. So that's the core of your defense right there. Them Alabama niggas, Payne, Allen, and Collins, and then Kerrigan. And then if Montez Sweat develop, like they gonna have a really good team down the line. May not be next year, may not be this year, but just their receivers, just Terry McLennan from Ohio State, a rookie, Paul Richardson. I wouldn't play Dwayne Haskins this year. They don't got enough weapons. They just don't. And then your left tackle, Trent Williams, he ain't reporting. They got Donald Penn. He's solid. He old as hell. I wouldn't let him play this year. I'll let Case Keenum take that ass with him. But Giants, Saquon or nothing. I'd be scared to take Saquon in fantasy, to be honest. I would. I'd be scared to take Saquon. But he gonna have a good year. But they ain't got nothing around him in New York. That's the crazy shit about it. Sterling Shepard and Golden Tate eventually come back. Evan Ingram. I might start that kid, Daniel Jones, man. Eli Manning just ain't it no more, man. But they still got Janoris. The team just depleted. I'd be surprised if the Giants won the division. That's the biggest surprise I get. It's the Giants winning that division. Giants ain't got shit. I feel bad for Saquon. He in a fucked up situation, dog. But I would start Daniel Jones right away. But that's just me personally. But they ain't got shit in New York. I mean, and really ain't no direction for the franchise neither. And they got a local guy, Pat Shermer. He was went to Divine Childs. That's in Dearborn Heights. So ain't shit. I don't know. Ain't too much going on over there. Get to the Dallas Cowboys. My fear is Zeke come back and get injured, but they got a good team. It's one of those teams. They got a defense that match up real good with Philly. The reason they match up real good with Philly is because Doug Peterson, he liked to run he liked to run those sweeps. You know what I'm saying? He liked to sweep everything to the outside. And Dallas has got a quick defense. What the Philadelphia need to do when you need to do to play Dallas, you need to run north and south. They a smaller defense in the middle, and they have smaller defenses in general. They one of those fast, laterally quick defenses. But if you get out there and you play heavy, and you play power football with Dallas, you got a good chance. But you got to be effective at it. You can't just say we're gonna go out and go 5 receivers this week, and then we're gonna change our identity playing Dallas and be a power football team, run power O's, traps, and whams and shit like that. Don't work that way. Dallas has got a really good defense. Byron Jones, corner, Jalen Smith, the tackling Dutchman, Sean Lee for all 2 games he play every season. Uh, defensive line they kind of banged up. They count on Taco. Not sure if DeMarcus Lawrence is healthy. David Irvin retired because he can't smoke weed. Safety's questionable. Jeff Heath and another guy back there. But they got a good quick defense. They quick, but you got to pound them up the middle. But offensively, you get the full Amari Cooper experience this year. I like Michael Gallup as a sleeper. Um, but really, it's Zeke, and then is Dak throwing down the field. Um, really, about the Cowboys, I really don't have no feel for them. I don't really know which way it's gonna go. Because Zeke ain't got his money, but he will, and I don't know how long it's gonna be for him to get in football shape. He suffer injury, and another thing is Prescott. You know what I'm saying? Good quarterback from a win standpoint, but they got the 27th easiest schedule in the league on paper. So that's a tough team to call. They got a good football team. Don't get me wrong. And you got Kellen Moore calling the plays. He was got drafted by line. That's a tough team to call. And it's come down to them in Philly. I'm trying to decide in my head. Philly, all the talent. This is more from top to bottom. Philly a 10 times better football team than the Dallas Cowboys. But my problem is the way they call their offense and their quarterback. I think Walker Tune Wentz is a better quarterback than Prescott, but he not more durable than Prescott. Another thing I worry about with Walker Tune Wentz is that he get tunnel vision when it come to Zach Ertz. You know what I'm saying? He always looking for Zach Ertz to every time he forcing between 3 or 4 or 5 defenders to get to Zach Ertz. So, like I said, Deshaun Jackson, Nelson Aguilar, Alshon Jeffrey, Zach Ertz, probably one of the 2 best tight ends in the league next to Travis Kelce, or 3. You got Jordan Howard. You got Darren Sproles that came back, Corey Clemens, Malik Jackson over there, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Detroit guy. Cornerback's kind of questionable. Jalen Mills, he went on IR, I think maybe for 6 weeks, I think it was. Who else the fuck they got over there? Ronald Darby, I don't know if he be healthy after tearing his ACL. They secondary kind of suspect. Malcolm Jenkins, aka Mr. Player Coalition. They got a good team. It's hard. It's hard. It's a tough one. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say, just off talent, Philly gonna win the division, but it's close. Cause Dallas got durability. They players are durable. But I'm gonna just say Philly won the division, but I think Dallas can win that division. To be honest, I hate the fucking Cowboys. For real, fuck the Cowboys. But I think they can win the division. I think it's close. I think it's that close. And they got an easy schedule too. NFC South. 49ers was my super team, but I kind of bagged off the 49ers, bro. I got scared. Garoppolo wasn't looking good. He said we be praying niggas down. I don't care about the Saints, like I said before. The Saints ain't never been shit in my lifetime. Other than that little Super Bowl y'all got, bro, the Saints have always been a joke. So y'all ain't even never had no haters to hate on y'all. That's a fact. I had never met a motherfucker and say I'm a Saints fan. It ain't never happened until y'all started the Super Bowl. When Aaron Brooks was y'all quarterback, I remember watching that. When they was calling y'all the Aints, nobody was in that Superdome. It was the mini dome. So at the end of the day, all these people in New Orleans acting like they've been football fans, and man, most of y'all niggas is Cowboy, Packer fans. Like, come on, man. Ain't nobody really never was born a Saints fan before what 2000. Oh, I wasn't no Saints fan, bro. Y'all had the most jerseys not sold, bro. Y'all jerseys was at TJ Maxx when they first came out. Y'all jerseys was at TJ Maxx on the rack. Real talk. When Reggie Bush jersey came out, it was at TJ Maxx the same day. Ain't nobody ever was a Saints fan. So I ain't even got to hate on y'all. I ain't got no disdain or dislike for the Saints. Not at all. It don't make me no difference, bro. So I ain't hating on them. But the NFC West, excuse me. 49ers, good football team. DeForest Buckner, D Ford, uh, Nick Racist Bosa, Richard Sherman, Jimmy Ward. Um, Defense stacked. But them Bosa boys can't stay healthy for nothing. Them Bosa boys can't stay healthy for shit. So the 49ers, they got some young receivers, Pettis, Goodwin, another young buck they got. Greg George Kittles, he a beast. That's another guy. He definitely the top 5 tight end. Breida, Tevin Coleman at running back. Debo Samuels, the rookie receiver. They defense, D Ford, Sheldon Day, DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead. Linebackers don't recognize none of them. I like Jimmy Ward when he came out of Northern Illinois. Jason Ferret, he a good nickel cornerback, short motherfucker out of TCU, but he pretty good. Yeah, I see them coming in like third in the division. Last, the Arizona Cardinals. Hopefully they don't beat the Lions this week. Then it's gonna be DEFCON 10,000 around Detroit, but it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, they ain't got shit. Kyler Murray, if Kyler Murray is truly transcendent, he'd get them 5 or 6 wins. They just don't have a good football team right now. A lot of injuries. Patrick Peterson out, the other starting cornerback out. I think David Johnson is a good fantasy pickup. I think they got to lean on him a lot, especially if you're in the PPR league, points per reception. I look for David Johnson to rack up at least 10 catches damn near every week. He should be able, and that's going to get you 5 points if you're doing .5 PPR league. So, at least he getting 5 points every time, and then he going to score touchdowns, and he going to run the ball too a little bit. So, I like David Johnson. But other than that, I don't know, man. It's be tough to see what that air raid offense brings to the NFL. But we're going to find out Sunday. I got them finishing last. I think 49ers, it's tough. Looking at the Seahawks, that's another tough one. But if I got a hunch that Zeke Yancey gonna stay healthy for the Seahawks, Jadeveon Clowney gonna stay healthy. Bobby Wagner, they got some young, long, tall corners. They got new Browner and new Sherman. They got rid of Earl Thomas. Russell turned Tyler Lockett into a star. DJ Moore got injured. I think he'll be back. Chris Carson, they just gave up J.D. McKissick. The Lions picked him up. Rashad Penny should show up this year. It's a tough one. I don't know, man. The Rams, a good team. Like the Rams a lot. It just seemed like a fall off for the Rams. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed like the Rams are just bound to fall off. They do. It just seemed like after this, usually Super Bowl losers fall. I'm gonna pick Seattle to win the division. Jared, and one thing I noticed about Jared Goff in the playoffs is that Todd, what's that boy name? Sean McVay was telling Jared Goff the defenses pre-snap and where to throw the ball at. And I don't ever think that's good. Gurley, his value on FanDuel only 7,600. And this was a guy that got up to like 10 or 11,000. I'll talk a little fantasy in a minute. He got up to 10 or 11,000 at one point last year. When he was healthy, he was dominant. So that's a value pick in FanDuel. But I'm gonna pick Seahawks to win that division. I pick the Seahawks to win that division. I could be wrong. Uh, I could be hella wrong, but it's close. I won't be surprised if 49ers had a good season too. But so I take my playoffs team. So I mean my divisional winner so far. So we got Steelers in the north, Jags in the south, Patriots in the east, AFC East, all those AFC and AFC West champs, the Chiefs, NFC North champs, the Vikings, the NFC South champs, the Falcons, NFC East. Excuse me, I had the West on my paper. Philadelphia Eagles in the West. I got the Seahawks now to kind of wrap up the playoff talk. My wild card teams out the AFC are probably going to be the Browns. I'm gonna say the Browns get in there, and I'm gonna say the Browns and the Texans is gonna be the playoff teams, the two wild cards. The Browns and the Texans, the two wild card teams, and the NFC, Tampa gonna be a wild card team for me, and Tampa gonna be a wild card team, and I'm trying to think. Tampa, it's between. It's gonna be Tampa. I'm gonna say Tampa and whoever don't win the NFC East. So right now it's some Tampa and the Dallas Cowboys. Tampa and Dallas are gonna be my two wild cards, and just my Super Bowl pick. Uh, out the AFC, NFC, it's a good one. It's tough. The NFC, I'm gonna say. Whew, so don't quote me on this one. I'm gonna say Atlanta. I'm gonna say the Falcons, and out the AFC, I'm gonna say the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yep. I'm gonna say the Falcons versus Jaguars. I'm gonna be a little different there. My Super Bowl teams. Yep. Even though the NFC, football ain't gonna never let it happen. Yeah, because the Saints ain't in it. Don't matter. The Saints ain't in it. Don't matter. Y'all niggas is not gonna make it. If y'all do, y'all still gonna lose. You know how long we got to see y'all cry about that funky ass play last year? Y'all should have scored a touchdown and not a fucking field goals early on. That's y'all fault. A football game can't come down to one play. All the Saints do is cry about that. Oh, I ain't watching the Super Bowl. No, I don't care. Don't care, bro. We really don't. Don't care if y'all don't watch the Super Bowl. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. You have to block his message. He ain't say shit. But yeah, I don't care. But that's how I look at it right there. MVP of the league. It's a bit good one. I'm gonna say MVP. It's always go to. It usually always go to a quarterback. I'm gonna say Carson Wentz to be the MVP. I don't say Carson Wentz. Let me think that over again. That's an interesting one. MVP. That's real interesting. I ain't sure. I'm gonna say Carson Wentz for the hell of it. I'm gonna say Carson Wentz, defensive player of the year. It's gonna be it's gotta be some team a player that's on a winning team. Um, based off my predictions. Um, uh, good, good. That's a tough one too. I'm gonna say defensive player of the year is going to go to. Damn, that's a tough one. That's a real tough one because you got a lot of good defenders out there, man. Oh man. Uh-uh. I want to say Aaron Donald, but I don't see them winning this year. I could be wrong. Mm, that's a tough one. I don't say Khalil Mack, but I don't see them. Uh, I like Khalil Mack, but I don't see them winning this year. At least in my prediction, they could. I want I want to say Von Miller, but they ain't got no offense. I say Khalil Mack. Yep, Khalil. We go with Khalil Mack. Yep, I'm gonna say he make a difference because they can get in there. I say Khalil Mack, rookie of the year offensively. Um, fuck it, T.J. Hawkinson on y'all motherfuckers. Tight end for the Lions. With my team in there one time. Defensive rookie of the year. I'm gonna say Devin White out of LSU. Drew Brees. A nigga like 80 years old. But yeah, that's fantasy wise. Uh, for you, standard ass niggas. Like I said, my sleepers: Robbie Anderson, wide receiver for the Jets, the Singletary guy from the Buffalo. He supposed to get the majority of the snaps. Michael Gallup out of Dallas. Um, tight end wise this year, I think you should George Kittles, Travis Kelsey, Zach Ertz, O.J. Howard, and another guy look out for us. Eric Ebron had a big year last year. Um, quarterback wise, it's a tough one. Uh, at the end of the day, when you playing standard, it's different from fantasy. Fantasy from daily. Daily fantasy. You wanna and you in GPP. You want to be different. You don't want to have nobody that got a high percentage. You want to pick the low percentage picks that's get you the most points. But just in general, I say Matt Ryan is a good pickup quarterback. Um, Brady always wishy washy, man. I really don't trust him as a fantasy quarterback. Fantasy wise, my homeboy is to be a good pick, but caution, beware to him. Uh, Roethlisberger always put up big numbers. Russell Wilson's hit and miss for me, my personal experiences. So if I'm stuck with him all year, he'd probably be my number two quarterback. Uh, he just explode every now and again. Alvin Kamara, good running back to look at. But quarterback wise, yeah, I, I like Matt Ryan as one of my sleeper guys. Matt Ryan, uh, definitely. Just one of the guys I'm looking at put up points. Ben Roethlisberger, uh, Nick Foles might be a low key guy to look at. I think those three guys. A lot of other guys that Breeze is probably gonna put numbers up because of other attempts. My homeboy gonna put numbers up because of the attempts he gonna take. Baker Mayfield gonna put numbers up. He got a lot of weapons. You just know certain guys gonna put certain numbers. Running back, Todd Gurley is caution. Just because of the injury history and the tendonitis in his knee. If you stuck with him all year, him, Saquon, and somebody else to like really is he gonna be dominant? What defense is gonna be keying in on him? He another guy I'd be wary of, but he just so good that you might have to just take a chance on him. Zeke coming off the holdout, somebody be cautious of. But if he get to rolling, he get to rolling. Alvin Kamara, guy that been in camp all year, playing for money. I love him in fantasy, especially if you're in the PPR league. You get point 0.5 per catch. He gonna catch a lot of balls, so I like Kamara. Michael Thomas, he gonna get a ton of looks as a receiver. Tyreek Cohen, running back to look at. Sleepers, Kerryon Johnson for the Lions, get him. He stay healthy. He gonna be a beast. Aaron Jones for the Packers, another sleeper, get him. Um, but that's it, man. Receivers wise, I mean, y'all already know what it is. Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Michael Thomas, Julio, Hopkins, Will Fuller while he's healthy. He gonna get you a ton of yardage, air yards. Will Fuller and Deshaun Watson is the most deadliest deep ball connection in the NFL. It's kind of the most deadliest connection I've seen since Brady to Moss. And now Watson gonna get some time to throw with Larry Tunsil there left tackle. So Will Fuller to Deshaun Watson is won me a lot of money on FanDuel. So I like that connection. Uh, Leonard Fournette is another guy. Like I think he gonna have a bounce back year. He looking to get paid pretty soon. He said Patrick Mahomes probably gonna win it again, Atlanta gotta keep all the Negro. I don't know. Mahomes gotta outdo what he did last year. That's the problem. He threw 50 some touchdowns last year. So I doubt it. But it could happen. But yeah, Leonard Fournette is a guy I like a lot this year. Uh, if you ever get in a bind, your quarterback get injured, Jacoby Brissett is a guy I just if I need a quarterback, for a bye week, if you playing standard, I would if I had space on my team, I would pick up Jacoby Brissett and hoard him because somebody getting one him. That's the guy I look at. But defenses, that's a week by week thing. But Chicago is a good D. Who else you got out there? Philly got a good D on paper. So defense is week by week. You can get by on standard fantasy shuffling defenses in week by week because it's a matchup thing. You know what I'm saying? So defense ain't nothing, but that's pretty much what it is. So let's talk about this week one shit and let's get these week one picks in and let me jot them down real quick. So so we can keep the record this season, man. So I want to keep record. We keep record. So see how I'm really not good at picking through the week. I'm good at motherfucking at playoff picks. I'm a beast at playoff picks. But playoff a little bit different. You know what to expect. Home field advantage and you seen the team all year. I ain't even gonna act like I'm the shit and pick 'em week pick'ems. But I've been right there in some contests to win it though. Boy, I've been right there. I just lost a lot of them. But let's talk about it. Let me pull up the schedule. Let me pull up the schedule. So give me 1 second. I had it pulled up, then I started looking at depth charts and shit. All right, let's see the first game we got. It's this Thursday, a couple days away. You got the Packers are going to Chicago. They play the Bears, the Bears. Um, it's a good one. Week one, you got that defense. My experience is playing football at a few levels. The defense always come around quicker than the offense. Aaron Rodgers ain't took a snap in the preseason. He got Matt LaFleur, the new head coach. Chicago at home. You got Rodgers. You got Jones. You got Devontae Adams. You got Kyle Fuller, Prince Mukamara, Khalil Mack. You know what? I'm gonna get Chicago to win. Chicago gonna beat the fucking Packers. You know what? No. I'm gonna get the Packers to win. I got the Packers beating the Chicago Bears. I got the Packers. Aaron Rodgers gonna come out there like fucking Houdini. Yeah, I got the Packers. Y'all let me know who y'all got the first game. I'll read them through the chat. I got the fucking Packers. He said, E-Man East, I got a feeling Brady might get injured this year. That's how I feel about Breeze. That's how I feel about Breeze. He said, Jim Animal John Q said Chicago. Mac might get on his ass. He got on his ass last year, but I got a hunch. I'm picking the Packers. All right. The first game on the NFL.com schedule for Sunday is the Rams at the Panthers. That's a fucking interesting game. I was looking at that game, y'all. I was looking at that game fantasy wise. I couldn't find nobody to pick. Not a defense, not a running back. That's a tough game. Because, like Darnell said in the chat, Carolina got a good defense. That's a tough game to call. Carolina can't put the points up that the Rams can. I'm going to go get a Rams a victory coming west out east over Cam just because I don't think Cam healthy. But they got the Moore kid. I called the other guy DJ Moore, but the other Moore played for Seattle. But the DJ Moore, I want to pick Cam and them niggas, man. I really do. I'm going to get the Rams to win. Who y'all got, the Rams or the Panthers? He said Rodgers get hurt versus Chicago. He got hurt last year and won. Don't forget that. I gave it to the Rams. I wanted to pick Cam and them. I'll give it to the Rams. They going to ram the Panthers. So The second game they got is Philly and the Redskins. Philly. Dilly dilly Philly Philly. We got a problem. Philly. Never know. Case Keenum might go out there and go ham, and Carson Wentz might get fucking hurt. But let me know who y'all got the Rams and the Eagles. I mean the Eagles and the Skins. My bad. I think most of us and the Eagles at home. Panthers at home too. Buffalo on CBS at 1 o'clock versus the Jets. Jets, 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 Jets. Jets pizza. I'm picking the Jets just because they're at home, bro. I'm picking the Jets, and I don't even like the fucking Sam Darnold, but I'm picking the Jets. I don't even know the fuck favorite in that game. I'd imagine the Jets are favorite because they're at home. Let me know who y'all got. Jets and Buffalo. Jets and Buffalo. Kobe 2K fan said he got the Rams over the Panthers. Ricky E the Rams over the Panthers. Kobe 2K fan said he got the Jets all day. Ricky E, New York fan, he said he got the Jets. Memories from last year. Philly. Oh, you talking about Sam Darnold? Yeah, I was at that game. My job paid me, took us to the game. That was crazy. And he bought us liquor. It's nut shit. All right, and got some good games on week one. We got two bad ones. I don't care about Philly and the Redskins and the Jets and the Bills. But we had the Bears, the Packers at the Bears so far, Rams at the Panthers. Here another good one. Two teams we just spoke of. I didn't know they played week one. Atlanta at Minnesota. Atlanta at Minnesota on CBS, 1 o'clock game. On Fox, excuse me. That's an interesting game. I think it's a game where a lot of points can be put up. I trust Matt Ryan a hell of a lot more in the regular season than Kirk Cousins. Julio. But I like the Minnesota defense better. This might be the best game in the 1 o'clock slate so far. It's going to have points. And it's going to have a little bit of defense too. That's a tough game. That's a toughie. Let me know who y'all got, Minnesota or the Vikings. You got the Vikings. You know what? A road team got to fucking win, right? A road team got to win, right? And how many road teams we picked so far? I picked Packers. I picked the Rams. So we picked two road teams already. That's a tough one. I'm going to pick Atlanta. I'm going to go with another road team. Welcome to Atlanta where the plays play. We ride them things like every day. I'm picking Atlanta. They're going to be doing the dirty bird in Minnesota. I know I picked Minnesota to win the division, but I said 10-6. I ain't say no fucking 16-0. Kobe 2K fans say the Vikings. G Animal say the Vikings. Xavier Rose about to get trashed by Julio. E-Man East. This is a hard game. That's why I'm staying away from this one. Yeah, it's hard. I wouldn't bet my money on this one. For real. That got to be damn near a pick'em game. For Eli Zachary Salute. For some of you niggas that say y'all ain't trust Kirk Cousins, y'all show trust in him right now. 1 o'clock game. Here we go, another fucked up game. I hope this ain't in my market, which it ain't. It may be. The Baltimore Ravens at the Miami Dolphins. Ravens. The Ravens. I don't even gotta ask. Y'all got the Dolphins or the Ravens. And remember, every week I do this. I try to do it at 6 p.m. On Wednesday. I pick each slate. Niggas don't even want to answer that one. I got the Ravens, bro. Yeah, he said he got the Ravens. All right, here go one of the games of the week right here. Kansas City at Jacksonville. Now, keep in mind that Jacksonville say they gonna let Jalen Ramsey cover Tyreek Hill 1-on-1, which I don't believe that to be true. Not without help. Last year, Kansas City won, but Mahomes was 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions versus the Jaguars last year. And I think Kareem Hunt was already gone, if I'm not mistaken. No, he played in that game last year, I think. Let me check it out. Give me a minute. Let me check that out. Let me see if he played in that game. That's a good question. Yeah, he did play in that game. Yup. Kareem Hunt had 22 carries for 87 yards. My homeboy had 313 through the air. No TDs, 2 INTs. Kelsey is a good play for this game. I got a lot of road teams already. It'll be interesting. It depends on how good Lather salute. Depends on how good the how good Nick Foles play. Which Kansas City defense, I'm not sure if it's all that. You got the Jags. The Jags at home. I got the Jags. I'm gonna pick the man, because what they got LaShawn McCoy, he don't know the offense yet. Hill, Kelsey. It depends on Foles. This is the thing about week one. You don't have shit to go on. I'm gonna say where were they was at last year? Give me a minute. They was in Kansas City last year, and Leonard Fournette did not play this game. And Boris threw 4 interceptions. I'm gonna go with the Jags. You right, Ricky. I'm gonna go with the Jags. I'm gonna go with the Jags. Jim Animal said Casey. I can see them winning. He said Foles don't have the weapons. I like some of their receivers. I like Cole, D.D. Westbrook. Let me see what else they got. Give me a minute. Cole, D.D. Westbrook. They got some underrated receivers. Though. I don't know who they tight end is. That's a good question. You might be right about Foles not having the weapons though. Let me look at they depth chart. I didn't give it no thought. They got a lot of receivers that I like over there. They just didn't get the publicity because sorry ass Blake Bortles. Yeah, Marquise Lee. I like him coming out of USC. D.D. Westbrook. Oh, they got rid of it. Oh, they still got Keelan Cole. I like him. I don't know why he's so far down the depth chart. Fournette. I don't know they backup running backs. They're a little thin out there. Yeah, that might be. I might want to change that pick. You know what? I'm gonna change that fucking pick. I'm gonna keep the pick. Fuck it. I'm gonna keep the pick. Let's keep it moving. All right. Now we still in one. This the last 1 p.m. game. You got Tennessee versus Cleveland. I was supposed to go to that game. It ain't gonna happen right now. I got Cleveland winning that game. They should beat the Titans. They at home too. Titans got a good defense, but I don't like their offense. But the thing about their offense is that Derrick Henry running that bitch. And Cleveland ain't that good against the run, so that's something to look at. If they can get some design runs with Mariota and Derrick Henry going and Deion Lewis, I see that could be an upset game. But I got Cleveland winning that game clearly. But you know, I like Mike Vrabel as a coach. He gave him identity. So our 1 p.m. games. Well, our first game we got the Packers over the Bears. 1 p.m. games we got the Rams over Carolina. They on the road. We got the Eagles over the Skins at home. We got the Jets over the Bills at home. We got the Falcons going to win a game in Minnesota on the road. We got the Ravens beating Miami in Miami. And Lamar Jackson going back home. We got the Jaguars barely holding fort. Well, I got the Jaguars barely holding fort versus Kansas City. We got Cleveland holding it down at the crib. Versus versus the Titans. So that's what we got so far. So we working with. Bench Mariota. He need to put some weight on. He can play. He just ain't got no weight on him. But I ain't mad. We gonna put Tannehill in. It's the same guy. All right, man. We gotta look for upset of the week too. Yep, we gotta look for upset. And I think I got one. All right, so 405. We got the Colts going over to Los Angeles Chargers. And you know what? I'm picking my upset. I'm picking my upset right here. I got the Colts going to Los Angeles beating the Chargers. Yep, I got the Colts beating the Chargers. That's my upset of the week. Don't ask me why. I could be wrong. I like Jacoby Brissett. I like the Melvin running back. I like what they did with the defense. No Melvin Gordon. Keenan Allen ain't played all offseason. No Derwin James. I like the Colts. Upset of the week, Colts over the Chargers. Yep. Good Chargers, go. Good Chargers, go. Good Chargers, go. All right, here we go. Bengals. This is all 4 o'clock games right here. This is 2 405 games. Bengals versus the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks. I don't even need no discussion. Ain't no discussion here. Seahawks. They at the crib. All right, you go battle with my 2 sleeper teams at one point. 49ers my sleeper teams. San Francisco going to Tampa on Fox, 425 game. Difficult game to call. I think it's a close one. This might be a pick 'em on the books. They probably leaning towards Tampa because they're at home. I'm gonna pick Tampa to upset San Francisco, but I can see Jimmy G having a good game here, man. But I'm gonna pick Tampa because they're at home. Yep, I got Tampa beating San Francisco at home. Seahawks, but they worry because they started the season slow. Yeah. Pick Tampa. All right, then we go into the other 425 game. The Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys. With or without Zeke, I'm going with the Giants. I mean with the Cowboys. Don't say I'm going with the Cowboys. No Zeke. The the Dallas still got juice without Zeke for at least versus the Giants. All right, 425. Anybody picking the Giants out there? All right, 420. Last 425 game. You got the Lions taking on the Cardinals. Don't even ask. I got the Lions 36-17. 30-17 is my pick on my other channel. They lose that game. Don't worry about me. You ain't gonna see me in my right mind. Real, I ain't saying shit. I'll be pissed when the Lions lose every fucking Sunday, at least in the beginning of the year. I got the Lions. If Kyler Murray do the fool on us, so be it, man. I'm gonna go off on my other channel. If you want to check out my other channels, Motor City Sports Talk. All right, the NBC Sunday night game. Steelers at Patriots. I like the Steelers to upset the Patriots Sunday night. I know they probably not gonna. I like the Steelers. Stop that motherfuckers from getting their rings and being happy. I like the Steelers upsetting the Patriots. E-Man East got Brady. Pick the Steelers. Patriots be getting their ass beat week 1. Remember the fucking Chiefs dog walked their ass? And then you got the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints. Oh, that might be the game of the week. Oh man, Houston versus New Orleans. Is Dream Chaser still in the building? Is Dream Chaser still in the building, bro? Is he still in the building? Because I'm taking the Houston Texans, man. I'm taking the Houston Texans over the New Orleans Saints. I'm taking the Texans, dog. On the road. I'm taking the Texans on the road. I'm taking the Texans on the road over Drew Brees, dog. I'm taking them on the road. Last game, Broncos and Raiders. Both of these Monday night games. One at 7. You know it's a double header on the first Monday night. Broncos at the Raiders. That's damn near. I can't call that one. I picked the Raiders because they're at home. But that Broncos defense is going to be nice. I picked the Raiders. Yep. So, our week 1 picks: Packers, Rams, Eagles, Jets, Falcons, Ravens, Jags, Browns, Colts in the upset of the week, Seahawks, Bucks, Cowboys, Lions, Steelers, Texans, Raiders. That's how we rocking out, man. So I'm gonna create a playlist for our NFL weekly show. It's the first down. So hopefully you guys continue to share the videos, man, and just keep sharing the videos, man. Keep checking out the playlist, and I'm gonna keep doing them every week, man. So appreciate it. I'm gonna tap out. I got some more videos coming today. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV. Y'all know what it is. We gone.